Hello, how are you? I hope you're fine. Here we have to talk again environmental microbiology and public health. And here we are going to talk today about specifically epidemiology. We will not go in detail, but just we will see an overview of the epidemiology, that what is the epidemiology, how we can study epidemiology, what is the function of epidemiology, and what it can be, how it can be purposefully used. So, epidemiology and overview headlines of this lecture will be epidemiology presentation. What is epidemiology? What science does it draw from? And how is it demarcated? What are its uses? So if we are going to study the epidemiology, must we it have some use? What are its basic concepts? What are the basic concepts of the epidemiology? We will learn about this. What are its modern applications? We also will see the modern applications of epidemiology in this session. What are the good references of the epidemiology? We will see discuss. We will see these things. So this will be the epidemiology presentation. So we are going to the what is epidemiology? Okay, this is a new thing for a student of the environmental microbiology because it is related to the students of the medical professionals, medical sciences, medical professionals. But epidemiology is related to the microorganisms and disease which are occurring in the environment. So epidemiology is the study and analysis of the pattern, study and analysis of the pattern, causes and effects of health and disease in defined population. So this is called epidemiology. Epidemiology is study and analysis of pattern, cause and effects of the health and disease condition in defined population. It is the cornerstone of the public health. So we have to focus on it. It is cornerstone of the public health. If any society, any people, any authorities, they know very well about the any disease, it is pattern, it is causative agent, it is treatment, it is diagnosis, it is prognosis, then they are able to devise a policy for that region. Therefore, it is considered it is a cornerstone of public health and shapes policy, decisions, and evidence-based practice by identifying risk factors for disease and target for preventive health care. Therefore, epidemiology is considered a cornerstone of the public health because if someone don't know about any new disease or any disease, so they are unable to devise a policy, devise a strategy and a pattern to devise to suggest the drug, medicine or precautions. So they are unable. If we know anything, if we have all informations about any disease, then we are able to devise a policy to provide precautionary measures as well as to provide treatments and to establish health facilities regarding that disease. Therefore, epidemiology is a cornerstone of the public health to devise policies about a disease. Demarcations of epidemiology, demarcation of scientific disciplines evolved historically as their intellectuals, institutionals, professionals, environments evolved. So it demarcates, it clears, it makes the epidemiology in a countable form. History tells the information about the disease. They are intellectuals, they have record and they have information about the patron and a cause of the disease. They are professionals. They know very well that in this season, in this population, this type of problem is occurring, and environment also modulates that disease. That in this season, when temperature is this, humidity is this, air speed is this, and the sunlight duration is this. This in this time, this disease is occurring. So this demarcates the epidemiology. Epidemiology benefits from a rich plurality of scientific, cultural, and practice. Consequently, it enjoys diverse demarcations, discouraged with diverse applications in public health policy, clinical practice, basic research, uh, and a book of the modern epidemiology. So IEA is a book, development of the modern epidemiology. We can uh, demarcate the epidemiology through the guidelines of this book. So classically, we are speaking about the epidemiology. Epi means upon, demons means people, ology means science. Upon people, something is happening which counts, which calculates the science. Epidemiology, the science which deals with what falls upon human health, upon people health. So this is called epidemiology, the science which deals that what happens with the health of these people. Epidemiology is bridged between biochemical, social, and behavioral sciences. So it co-links all these three factors: biochemical changes which are taking in that season, in that population, and their social attitude at that time and their behavior. So this all co-links, uh, connects and generates a bridge between all three aspects of that population. Simple old definitions of epidemiology, according Oxford English Dictionary, it tells that epidemiology is the branch of medical science which treats with epidemics. This is the Oxford Dictionary definition. And American Journal of Epidemiology in 1991, this says that epidemiology is the study of epidemics and their prevention. That epidemics happen in a population in any season, and how we can prevent this type of problem in any society or in any population. This definition is done by American Journal of Epidemiology. So thirdly, Anderson, Chia, and Rothman KG, modern epidemiology. So they are saying, according to them, the study of the occurrence of illness in a population in a specific time, it is called epidemiology. These are the simple and old definitions. A modern definition, we are going to see what is the modern definition of the epidemiology. Epidemiology is the study of the occurrence and distribution of health-related disease or event in specified populations, including the study of the determinants influencing such states and applications of this knowledge to control the health problem. This is a dictionary of the epidemiology in 2008. This epidemiology definition has been accepted through the word a study of the occurrence and distribution of the health-related disease, health problems, or events in a specified population, including the study of the determinants influencing such states, which factors which are responsible for that disease are also included in this new definition, and the application of the knowledge to control the health problem. So here they have included the problem, health problem or disease, their causative agents, and causative agents are supported by any environment. And all the use of all this information to control that particular disease is called It is the modern definition of the epidemiology. So the guy who is studying the epidemiology is called epidemiologist. A professional who strives to study and control the factors that influence the occurrence of disease or health-related conditions and events in specified populations and societies, has been experienced in population thinking and epidemiologic methods, and is knowledgeable about public health and causal inference in health. So this is an epidemiologist, a professional person who deals with the epidemiology. He have complete command of the disease, its prognosis, its causative agent, its mode of action, supportive environmental factors to that causative agent, and the use of all these information to control that issue. This is called epidemiologist. Epidemiologists are required to have complete or some knowledge of public health because of the emphasis on disease prevention. He must be aware of the public health and have complete information of the public health. Clinical medicine because of the emphasis on disease classification and diagnosis. He must have a command of the medicines which can be used for the treatment of that particular disease. And pathophysiology because of the need to understand the basic biological mechanism and disease mode of action of the causative agent. If that is a viral disease, which type of viruses are involved in that disease, how they are penetrating and how they are working and how they are proliferating inside of the bodies, and which type of environmental factors is supporting uh, causative agent, and how it can be stopped. Biostatics. The epidemiologist must have information about the biostatics because of the need to quantify disease frequency and its relationship to incidence, to its denominators, testing hypothesis, etc. He must have command on biostatics. So epidemiologists are required to have some knowledge of social sciences because of the need to understand the social context in which disease occurs and presents social determinants of health phenomena. Because social behavior of public and animals plays a vital role in dissemination of a disease, especially in epidemics and pandemics. The social behavior plays a vital role for proliferation and for dissemination of disease into the environment. Therefore, an epidemiologist must have knowledge about social sciences and social behavior of populations. So, purposes of this epidemiology, why we are studying the epidemiology, to investigate the nature, extent of health related phenomena in the community, identify priorities, to study natural history and prognosis of health related problems, to study natural history and prognosis of health related problems, to identify causes and risk factors. We are using epidemiology for identify the cause and it to calculate, to identify its risk factors, to recommend assessed in applications, to evaluate best interventions, preventive and therapeutic measures. to provide foundation for public policy. So these are all the basic purposes of the epidemiology: to investigate the disease, to study its natural flow from history, to identify its causes and its risk factors, to recommend the medicines for prevention of that disease, and to provide the policies, to make policies for public health to reduce the problems of this disease. Classical versus modern applications of epidemiology. In classical, we were talking about that was descriptive epidemiology, that was observational epidemiology, field epidemiology, analytical and experimental, applied, healthcare, primary care, hospitals, control disease and national control disease centers, environment, occupational and physico-social, etc. We were discussing in classical epidemiology. But in modern epidemiology, people have included the modern risk factors, molecular approach to investigate, to identify the causative agent and mechanisms on molecular basis, effect and influence of the genetic pattern of that population, life course, CVD, nutritional, cancer, disasters, etc. These all things has been included in modern applications of epidemiology. So this was the basic concept and basic definitions of the epidemiology which we have talked about here. So we must have to read these all things in a specified book which has been recommended in course content as well as present in library, and we have also can take such type of books from online sources where various type of books are present. So in summarizing this course, what is epidemiology? In shortly, I want to tell you that epidemiology is a study of pattern of a disease which is occurring in a specified population in a specified environment and region. So how we can deal such type of problems and disease which are occurring in a specified population in a specified time from the history, not for one day, not for 2 days, but it is happening from the various years. Such suppose pollen allergy, if you will take an example, that pollen allergy problem is in the residents of the Islamabad, if you will see, that is happening in season of the pollen, and this is not from this day. It is occurring uh, from the history, from many years, from 10, 20, 30, from many years, pollen allergy problem is occurring in the residents of those at that city. So we know the pattern that this pollen allergy is coming in this season. This type of people are very sensitive, and this type of problems are occurring, and this type of precautions we can do, and this type of medicines we can use for the prevention, for the curing of this problem. So such type of problems are occurring in everywhere, but due to the advancement and the use of epidemiology, they have devised such policies now to control such type of disease is very easy. Neither it was too difficult. So we have to stop this up to here, and in next session we will talk more.